Biden on Tuesday, laughing off these new allegations that a Burisma executive who allegedly paid Joe Biden $5 million and Hunter Biden another $5 million has 17 audio recordings of conversations that he had with both Joe and Hunter. The Burisma executive said he took the recordings as insurance. This as a group of GOP senators are demanding U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland designate a special counsel to investigate any corruption or wrongdoing by Biden and his family. I mean, that makes sense to me, Mike Baker. Yeah. A special counsel should be involved here to tell us what's true and what isn't true. Let's stop the speculating.
Right. And that's the whole thrust of this, is just let's be transparent. Right? I mean, we went through, years with the Russian collusion story. Adam Schiff, Jamie Raskin, others getting in front of every camera that was available and basically lying, talking about the evidence that they had. When, of course, they didn't. And so you look at this, and the disconcerting thing with President Biden's reaction to this, chuckling about it, to Nancy Pelosi saying, don't bother me with this frivolity, right, is that it implies that the Democrats believe they can just ignore this. And in part, I think they may be right, because as you mentioned earlier, there's been zero coverage from the other networks about this story. So if the White House is only tuned in, I doubt they actually watch much Fox. But if the White House is only tuned in to the other networks, they may not even realize this is a story.
Yeah. You mentioned Adam Schiff. The Democrat congressman really dodged a bullet yesterday. The House voted against a bill to censor him for insisting that former President Trump colluded with Russia back in 2016. You remember all of those interviews he did.
Yes.
He was on NBC with Chuck Todd and ABC and CBS, all over the place, mainstream media, saying that there was evidence in plain sight that Trump colluded with Russia, which, of course, there was no evidence at all. And he knew it because he was the chairman of the Intelligence Committee. I spoke with Florida Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna leading into this situation. Here's what she told me back on Sunday Morning Futures earlier this month about this situation. Watch.
He absolutely aided and abetted a corrupt FBI into investigating a sitting president. Some people would say that in doing what he did, not only did he bring dishonor to the House of Representatives, but he really destroyed, I think, the sense of camaraderie that we had in this country in pushing an egregious lie that cost the American taxpayers over $32 million.
I don't think it's hard to say it ripped the country apart, Kaylee, this whole story of Russia collusion. And what's with the Republicans voting with Democrats to not censor Adam Schiff?
Yeah, and this is the problem here is, House Republicans essentially reinforced the idea that there are no consequences for Democrats who deliberately lie to the American public, for Democrats who deliberately break the law, like Hillary Clinton, who never faced federal charges for using BleachBit to violate a government server. And now, of course, Donald Trump has been indicted for supposedly similar crime. I mean, there are no consequences if you are a Democrat, and it's really unfortunate to see House Republicans reinforce that this week.
Yeah, what do you think?
Look, when I look at the current state of America, I do not believe this is what our founding fathers had in mind when they said for the people, by the people, where you literally have one party that's in power and they all get a free pass and then they prosecute the opposing party. It's absolutely insane. Trump was impeached twice in 4 years. When it comes to Biden, we can't get the evidence turned over, first and foremost. Secondly, you've got whistleblowers disappearing.
Hey, can we put on screen the 20 Republicans who voted with Democrats in favor of the motion to table this Schiff consequence? That would be Representatives Kelly Armstrong, she's Democrat, Lori Chavez DeRemer, Juan Ciscomani from Arizona, Tom Cole, Warren Davidson, Brian Fitzpatrick, Kay Granger in Texas, Garrett Graves, L.A., Thomas Keene, Kevin Kiley, Young Kim from California, Mike Lawler from New York, Thomas Massey, Tom McClintock, Mark Molinaro, Jay Obernolte, Mike Simpson from Idaho, Mike Turner from Ohio, David Valado from California, and Steve Womack. I think it's important to call these Republicans out.
It is. A number of them from California, obviously, and a number from New York as well. But there's no self-awareness on the Democrat side, right? When they talk about this Biden story now as if it's nonsense, as if it's a political stunt by the Republicans, completely just blanking on what they did during the course of the Russian collusion story, right?
Yep.
And all the Republicans are saying is, well, let's look at the evidence, right? We're going to get out there. We're worried about it. We're concerned about it. But let's be transparent and get the evidence out there. And, you know, so far we're getting what appears to be stonewalling from the Bureau.
Yeah, what a surprise.
Yeah.